In this video, I will be telling you 6 things you need to do in order to be successful in life or to, quote, manifest the life of your dream. Let me tell you what I'm up to. Oh, I almost grabbed my mic and I forgot it too. But anyway, we're outside. I was gonna sit by the pool, but it's pretty crowded. So I got my sketch pad. Oh my god. Look at the last thing I drew. Well, I don't know if this is the last thing, but I got a clean page. What is this one? This one's cute. So we got us a clean page. I can't hear myself. I did bring pencils and a sharpener. So, pencil. Got us a good pencil. And here is the sharpener. We're gonna put it in the big one. I'm so glad I came outside today. I'm concentrating on this. So, what I really wanted to do was to talk to you about a few things. Hold on. I still don't have my mic. Maybe I should just go get it. Also kind of don't feel like doing that. So, we're just gonna talk out loud. And I guess I'm a little bit shy because I feel like people are looking at me. I guess everybody's minding their business, so let me keep minding my business. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tembe Galen. So funny, I had a funny experience yesterday saying my name. It's such a nice little vibe right now. There's a little fountain and it's giving the water effect that I wanted from the pool. This is talking about being the queen of the deck. She is the queen in the deck. She has no rivals. It's like on a chessboard, you know, like the queen is number one. You always gotta protect the queen because she's a queen. Anyway, if you watch one of my previous videos, you can see more about like the current life I'm living right now. And I'm just gonna say I'm very happy with my life right now. So check out one of my vlogs to find out more about how my life is going right now. But I am going to tell you about the 6 things, and if you stay tuned to the end, you'll even get 4 bonus. That'll make 10 things you need to do in order to live the life that you want. And while I'm talking, I will be drawing, if I can remember to also draw. So I'm gonna get started. But the first thing, number 1, start with love. 222. If that means anything to you. Start with love. By that I mean doing things that build the love that you have within yourself. I have clicked the video up there. It's a video about me talking about self-love and the steps in the, like a morning routine that I was doing that was helping me build more love within myself. Things like journaling, meditating, praying, feeding myself right. These were different things that I was doing in order to create love in my life. And when I say start with love, I mean think about someone in your life who you really love and think about the ways in which you show them love. Then compare that to the ways in which you show yourself love. Are you, if you would say, you know, for my sister, you know, when she calls me, I show up for her. When you call yourself, are you showing up? When you say, hey girl, I don't think I can make it today, you know, I really need some rest. Are you actually listening, you know, or are you just ignoring what you are requesting from yourself in a way that you wouldn't do to someone you love? And there's this quote, if you haven't confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. By Marcus Garvey. And the birds are cheering to that. Amen to that, birds. I don't even know what to draw, guys. I'm feeling like I want to focus on what I want to say to you, so it's hard for me to think about drawing, you know, like I'm really trying to focus. Like self-love was one of the best things I did for myself, and I know that it was essential at my start. I don't know where you are, and I feel like everyone wonders, like, what should you do on your spiritual journey, or like the 7 steps to a successful spiritual journey. And I don't really think there's any specific path. I think there's things that are gonna happen, you know, to everyone, but like in order, I don't know. But I do believe one of them is definitely falling in love with yourself and being able to commit to, because when you love yourself, you treat yourself so different, you know. When you love yourself, there are certain things you won't do to yourself. There's certain foods you wouldn't put into your body if you know it's harming you. It's like there's just certain things you do when you love yourself that sometimes it can show when you don't, you know, just in the way you take care of yourself. It's important. Like I said, you know, once you love yourself, you have enough confidence to live the life that you want. You know, like I've been so grateful to even think that I feel so confident in myself. Even to vlogging, I feel like is such a big thing. Like, you know, like sitting in front of people being like, I have my camera and I'm just talking to her is like, you know, and people look and you're like, but I just feel like I didn't feel like this before, you know. So every day it's improving, and I'm just grateful to be in the space that I am right now. Let's move on. Step number 2 is do things that make you happy, such as sitting outside and drawing. This I would say, I feel like sometimes people try to convince you that in life you're just gonna need to sacrifice, and one of those things you're gonna have to sacrifice is your happiness. And that means you're going to have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do, or, you know, find joy in doing because you, quote, should be doing them. And I made a commitment to myself, like maybe 2 years ago, that I was not going to do anything that did not bring me more joy or happiness or just make me feel good, you know. Like when something was not making me feel good, I wasn't gonna do it, you know, not even if it was something I, quote, should be doing. And so for me, that looked like not doing jobs anymore that were just jobs for the sake of having a job if it wasn't bringing me joy. You know, like it's one thing to have a job that's, you know, cool and whatever, but if it's like literally depleting you physically, mentally, emotionally, it's like, that is not for me, baby. So I X that. That came out of my routine. I don't believe in that anymore, okay? That kind of makes me think of something that I didn't put on the list, but it's like your mindset. But I think all of these things help you change your mindset and get into, you know, a space like that. So number 3, get some solitude. And I think this can come in a variety of different ways, because one, like what's offered to you. For example, in my solitude, I was able to live in an apartment in Los Angeles by myself, you know, and live there for 2 years and explore myself and my life and my beliefs and just so many things. And I would really like to really be like by myself fully, because I didn't live with anyone. I was just blessed with that opportunity, and I know that not everyone is given that. So your solitude might look like, you know, spending more time in your room, or getting out of the house and going to the park every day and being there all day, or being at the library and, you know, just taking time for yourself. And why I say solitude is important is because a lot of times when we spend time with a lot of people, we get into this place of kind of group think, where like we kind of all just agree or believe in the same thing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you want to also make sure that your beliefs are you want to make sure that your beliefs are your beliefs, and they're not like things that you believe just because other people around you believe them, right? Like even thinking about things that you believe, maybe about your religion or your spirituality, about who you are as a person, like think about those things and say, you know, do I believe in those things because I believe in those things, or do I believe in those things because someone told me I should believe in those things? Because that makes a difference, you know? Just being able to really hear yourself think and hear, like, what are the thoughts that are constantly frequenting my mind? Because science says that most of the thoughts we think are just repeated thoughts all day. You think so many thoughts, like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions, billions of thoughts, and the majority of these are all just repeated thoughts you have already thought. So just getting the time to sit and hear, what are these things that I'm constantly repeating to myself every day, will help show you what it is you're thinking, and your thoughts create your life. So it's very important to take time to know what it is you're thinking. And I think this is especially beneficial for empaths, people who are sensitive to other people's energy. Sometimes you might take on this energy that belongs to someone else and you start claiming it as your own, but it's just because you can feel other people. And so one thing that I do is say this, which you can say this or not. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I release any burdens which are not mine to carry. I release any burdens which are not mine to carry. I release any burdens which are not mine to carry. Another one is to say, I return any prayers, wishes, or conversations regarding my name, insert your name, Tambegile, to the sender with love. So I return any prayers, wishes, or conversations regarding me to sender with love. I return any prayers, wishes, or conversations regarding me, Tambegile, to sender with love. That's just removing yourself from anything that may have been put on you intentionally or unintentionally, because watch out. Not to say watch out, but also to say watch out. But that leads me to number 4, which is cleanse. I think it's very important to cleanse your space. You want to be in a physically clean space, and cleaning on a regular basis. Just like they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. I believe that. It just helps you think clear. It's just like the same as decluttering your mind. Once you hear the thoughts, you're able to go through them and decide, is this a good thought for me? Is this a thought that is helping improve my day or improve how I feel? And if it's not, then maybe think another thought. It's not like try to get rid of it, because you're not going to really get rid of it. It's like trying to not think about something, then you start thinking about it. Like, don't think about Oreos and then you just keep thinking about Oreos. Instead think about something else. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm not beautiful, think, oh, I love my hands, I love the shape of them, I love my nails right now. Think about things that you do love, because you don't have to lie to yourself, because that's not helpful. If you don't actually believe it, then you might as well not say it. But thinking about little things that you do believe, if you feel like you're overall not beautiful, then identify a few things that you do feel like you're beautiful. Or even if you feel like you're not successful, thinking about things in your life that you do feel like are going well, or you are being successful at, oh, I'm successful in the way that I take care of myself. Oh, I am successful in the way that I treat my family. I am successful in the fact that I'm happy right now, things like that. And we'll get back to success and happiness, but that goes back to cleansing your space, and then also cleansing your energy. And I do that in my home with using smoke. So going around your home with sage or Palo Santo or whatever else you want to use, and you go and you cleanse and cleanse and cleanse. And as I'm doing that, I also speak. I say, Spirit, insert God, universe, guides, whoever, please cleanse my home of any energy, spirits, or beings which are no longer serving me or my higher purpose. And I say that as I continue on through my house. To just repeat it or use variations of it or whatever as I'm going about the day. Also thanking that energy or those spirits or whatever for whatever they did bring to you, because they were serving you at one point or another. And then also cleansing yourself, not just your home, but you can use the same method of the smoke to cleanse yourself. And you can say an affirmation as you do that as well. I like to say affirmations. I feel like it's empowering to be doing something, and then also using all of your chakras, also using your throat chakra as you speak and declare, I speak confidence over my life. There's this chart that says, you shouldn't say all of your affirmations as I am, because that's like sacral chakra, grounding you, telling you who you are, forming your roots. But also like I feel, which is good for your heart. I feel happy right now. I see abundance around me. I know that I am beautiful. Things like that are also opening different chakras. So I definitely like to speak as I'm cleansing. So you can say this as you do a smoke cleanse or a cleanse in the shower. Spirit, God, universe, guides, whoever, please remove any stale or stagnant or no good spirits, energies, or beings from my physical dwelling and my spirit. The last ones are definitely going to be like rapid fire, because I feel like it's getting a little long. So I told you 6 things, right? So here's number 5. The bonus 4 will be number 5 is envision everything. Vision boards, I think, is a good method to use. I've been using vision boards since, I don't know, for a very long time. And I remember, especially at college, click up there some of my vision board tutorials. And I remember one of my vision boards in college, I had 17 is I had living in LA as one of the things. Was on my license plate. There was this home that was there, and I'm happy to report I did move to LA. And secondly, I did stand in one of those houses that looked just like that, overlooking the pool, that was overlooking the city in that same exact way. So I definitely believe in the power of envisioning your future and seeing things before they happen. And I think this can be done definitely in like paper vision boards that you make, or you can draw, put your time into it. You can even make them digitally with Word or Pinterest, whatever, even like creating like a wallpaper that has all of the things, so every time you look at it, you remind yourself of the things that you're calling into your life. Because that's what I feel like visualization or manifestation is like calling things into your life, because everything already exists. Everything already exists. There's a car that you want. It's not like hypothetical, it exists. Like if you want a brand new AMG GLE 63 coupe, it already exists. It's somewhere there. If you want a Maybach or whatever, whoever, even if you want a person, like they already exist right now. If you're like this years old, that person probably is already in existence as well. So it's not like you're asking God to create these things out of nowhere. You're just calling them into your life, because everything is already around you. You just need to decide what it is you want. So I believe like visualizing, using vision boards and saying, okay, this is what I want, because I can have any car that I want, and I definitely know I can have a car. So this is a car that I want. I can have any house that I want, and I definitely know this is a house that I want. Things like that, and even like visualization segments. So for a while during that morning routine, which I mentioned before, which you can click on again, I would spend 15 minutes when I started my day with just meditating, like in silence in the bed. And then I would spend another 15 minutes visualizing my day. And I would visualize my day as in my dream life. And I would watch myself wake up from the bed, looking the view that I wanted, and I'd see myself get up, go through the day, do what I imagined myself doing, and wrap up my day. And I would do that, and I consistently did that for like a while, and I started seeing what I was envisioning. I mean, I even ended up touring an apartment that looked like what I was seeing in my visions. Really spend the time, because if you want it, if you can see it, you can have it. And the key to like having what you want is believing it before you see it. Like you have to believe it, and then you're gonna see it. It's not like you can just sit around, people be like, oh, I'll believe it when I see it. Like you're gonna be waiting for a long time, like, because if you're waiting to see it until you believe it, like what are you expecting? And that's one of the things anyways. But number 6 is keep things to yourself. And by this, I mean, when we're gifted with like an idea, an inspiration, vision or something, we often feel almost like elated by it, you know, especially when you're given enough detail to like see it through and see like, this is how this is gonna be, da 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 da, you know. It's like you feel the feelings that you feel when that thing has fully manifested. And that's why it's so powerful in its like first stages of whatever it is, your dream, your goal, whatever. It's very powerful in its first stages because there hasn't been any seeds of doubt sown into it. And sometimes when you start sharing things with other people, they unintentionally or intentionally start putting seeds of doubt into you and your things. And like I said, it can be unintentional, and sometimes it's by their questioning. You know, like when people care about you, when you say like, oh, I'm gonna move across the globe. Some people are like, oh, what do you mean? Like, where are you going? How are you gonna survive? Like, where are you gonna make money? La da da da. They'll ask you all of these things, and sometimes you won't have the answer to the question. And how are you gonna get past that? Is by not doing it. And I mean, like, I feel like their questioning is good, but sometimes I really believe that God reveals things to you in due time. It's like you're not going to finish. I think I said this in my last video. I don't know which one I'm going to post first, but you're not going to finish reading a book or understand the whole story of the book without reading every single page. You dig me? Like, God isn't going to reveal to you your whole life without you having to experience every single day. So first, that just makes you have a sense of appreciation and gratitude for every single day, because every day you are constantly on this same path that's getting you towards all the things you desire. And hopefully on this path, you're seeing those things like daily, constantly, just even the small things, like thinking about, I need some more soap, and someone randomly giving you a fresh bar of soap, you know, like things like that. It all adds up into this whole life that you dream and want, you know, because once you get it, you're gonna want something else, you know. Like once I moved to LA, I wanted something else, you know, like I did, and then I got something else, and then I was like, oh, now I want to live somewhere else, you know, and then now I'm somewhere else, you know, and I'm doing other things. But it's like, I don't know, keep up, ride the wave. I don't know what I'm saying on that part, and I hope you understood that. Keep things to yourself as they gestate until they come to a point that you feel so confident in them, there's no turning back. Like, this is something I'm doing, and you know that 100%, regardless someone says, oh, I think that's a little bit crazy. And that goes into like my point number 7, which is stop asking people what to do. Like, because I feel sometimes we get into this place of like, oh, should I move here or should I move there? Should I do this job or should I do this job? And it's like, you know the answer to that question. Like, be for real. You know the answer to that question. And you just want somebody else to give you the confirmation. And sometimes it's nice because you do receive confirmation through conversations with other people. But don't make that a habit of constantly needing someone to assure you that you are on the right path. Because no one else knows the path that's right for you except you. So stop asking people what to do. And when you think of something, if you're having a hard time believing in it, don't share it with other people until you really, really believe in that. Because you are gifted with a certain idea for a certain reason. That wasn't gifted to them because maybe they wouldn't be able to see the vision all the way through in the way that you are. You know, so these are the rest of the bonus. That was number 7. The bonus was stop asking people what to do. Bonus number 8 is mind your business. Stop being nosy. Literally, stop being nosy. Stop wondering what those people are doing. Worry about yourself. Because I used to be really nosy. And at some point I realized, and I was like, I need to quit this. I need to quit this nosy stuff. So what I did was even something as simple as closing my blinds. Like when I'd be at home, if I heard stuff going on outside and I wanted to peek, I would close my blinds and say, that is not my business. And I taught myself to really mind my own business, because what good is it to me to know what's going on over there in that across the street neighbor's house, da 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 da. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, that's between A and B. I'm gonna see my way into my own business. So mind your business. Number 9 is be kind to everyone always. Some people I've realized will say like, oh, kindness gets you hurt, da 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 da. But the more kind that I have been to myself and other people, the more blessings that have come into my life. Like I've even seen me and someone in my life know a certain group of people and them to treat me differently than they did that other person, just because of perhaps my kindness. I just am loving everywhere I go. I'm happy. And I find that people who are happy are also kind. It's like usually people who aren't happy about certain things in their life, be it the way that they look, the way that their life is, whatever, aren't like kind to other people. But people who are happy like have no reason to try to make you not happy in your life, So that's just another thing, like extra bonus tip, like assess the people around you, because are they happy for you? Are they happy in general? Because that's important to know. Are these people happy? Because you don't want to be surrounded by miserable people, like, and be the only one to have to uplift everybody. Like, it's cool to do that here and there, but like, you also need people who are going to uplift you. So be nice to people and be around people who are nice to you. Correct. And the last, but certainly not the least, and if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below which one is your favorite, or which one you're currently working on, or what does it mean to you to be successful? Okay, so number 10 is expect good things to happen to you. A while ago, maybe like a year and a half ago, I heard this affirmation that says, everything is always working out for me. And that was by my girl Abraham Hicks. So watch some of her videos if you haven't. Check in the description box below, and maybe I'll link some of the videos that I used to watch. But she used to say, everything always works out for me. And I remember when I started saying this, like things really really started working out for me, and then it just gave me even more confirmation in myself. And I would just say, good things are always happening to me. Good things are always happening for me, and everywhere I go. Even last night, we just went into this pizza place, and I asked to sample like some ice cream, and they gave me a sample. And then when we were about to check out, like I wasn't really gonna get it. I just wanted to taste it really. And then she's like, oh, do you want that ice cream? And I was like, oh no, it's okay. And then she's like, I'm gonna give it to you for free. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, But like when you expect good things to happen to you, good things happen to you all the time. Like you really receive what you expect. Like when something bad happens to somebody and they'd be like, I expected this. Obviously that's why you got it, because you expected it. Like, but if you walk into a space or start your day and be like, I expect all these good things to happen to me today. I expect flowers to show up at my door. I expect everyone to love me everywhere I go. Like those things really start to happen. So you have to manage the things you expect. And the things you expect are definitely the things that you're always thinking. Like, what are you thinking about? Like, are you thinking about your life going well? Like this one day I went to the doctor, and the man said to me, like, I was just sitting there quietly, and then he was like, why are you sad? And then I was like, I'm not sad. And then he was like, you're thinking sad thoughts. And I was like, and it made me think the whole rest of the day. Like I just kept listening to my thoughts. Like I would sit there, and then like all of a sudden, you start thinking something, and then it turns into a story. So like I would listen to these stories, and sometimes it'd be like going off the ledge, like just talking crazy, like, oh my God, like, if I might lose this, and then this and this happens, and then, oh, turmoil, and I'm like, why am I thinking like that, for one? And then you would see like in the results that I've experienced. But then when I just really started managing my thoughts, for one, listening to my thoughts, which helped with like, first, my mindfulness definitely helped with that, but managing my thoughts, and then starting to expect good things. Like I'm confident that good things are going to happen, just really believing. And that really just takes an incredible amount of trust. And I think it's definitely a process to build that amount of trust. So that trust in yourself and the trust in God. Because even a video I was listening to Abraham today, she was like, a lot of people separate themselves because it's hard for them to imagine that God is within them, you know. So they separate God to being like this just far off being entity, whatever. But I truly believe that I'm God, that God exists within me. God created me. I am God. I have the powers to create the life that I want, you know. And the more I've been believing that, not just saying that, like not just waking up and saying that, and it did take me having to say it over and over again, to listen to Abraham over and over and over again for days, months, years on end, you know, to finally believe it. But I really believe it, you know, like I have the power to manifest my life, and currently I am living the life of my dreams. So if that isn't real enough. But that lastly reminds me of this video that I have. Click that link to. It's called like how to be successful, whatever. I made this video when I was living in LA, and I like didn't have the money that I wanted, or wasn't living the life fully that I wanted. But one thing that I can say, I was even journaling about it today, and I was like, one thing I can say for sure is that I was happy. Like, and that begs the question of like, what do you consider to be success? Because for me, success, I weigh my success on my happiness, and I feel like I've been the most successful in my life right now because I've been the happiest I've ever been in my life right now. And I feel like me being the happiest I've ever been has led to me having success in all other areas of my life, like financially, like job-wise, or in love, you know. And I've also been able to find a place of peace in the things that are still to come, you know. Like I have a lot of things, like for example, like maybe the love of my life, maybe that's one thing that I feel like is not in my life right now, but I feel peace in knowing that it's coming and that I'm already in love with my life. So when this person does come, it's just going to be even more like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, all that to say, I didn't draw anything besides one line because I needed to do that much focus, but I really had to get that out to you. And I really hope that you were able to learn like these 6 + 4 steps that you can take to manifest the life of your dreams, or to live the life that you want, or the steps that you need to be, quote, successful. I say happy in life, you know, like these are the steps I've taken to really be happy, and it's fulfilled me, and I would love to share them with you. Check in the description box below for the link to the books that I've used and some of the lectures I've listened to. Yeah, and I'm so glad you stayed. Stay to the end. Comment an elephant below. And don't forget to mention what was your favorite or the step that resonates with you the most. So, I'm Tim McGillen. Thank you for joining me on Tea Time with Tea.